Coco's Bakery is a chain of bakery and casual dining restaurants that opened in 1948. Thank you for your suggestion.
Fresh from our oven. Oh!
You might wonder
Hot off the grill.
how anybody
Crispy, crackling, sizzling, fresh. Can you stand it?
could be this up
Sunny side up. That's me.
this early. Coco's. Weekdays, any one of 15 combinations is just $2.99.
Yeah, I'm a morning person.
Coco's Bakery Restaurant. Yeah, we're morning people.
Eat.
Coco's Bakery traces its roots back to a little restaurant in Corona del Mar, California called the Snack Shop. John Reuben McIntosh and Audrey Faro were both Marines at the Marine Corps Air Station El Toro when they met. They married, and after leaving the Marine Corps, they started working in restaurants. In 1948, they both landed jobs at a restaurant on Pacific Coast Highway in Corona del Mar, John as a cook and Audrey as a waitress. They were there only 2 weeks when a kitchen fire caused a lot of damage, and the owner decided to sell the place. The couple went to Audrey's father, John McIntyre, and asked him for a loan so they could buy it. Instead, he went into a partnership with him. Together, they bought the place for $3,000. The little restaurant, with only 2 tables and 10 counter seats, reopened on October 19, 1948, as the first snack shop restaurant. It was so popular and successful that a second snack shop opened in 1950 on South Main Street in Santa Ana. By 1960, the chain had grown to include 11 coffee shops. The McIntoshes remained very hands-on about their business. John is said to have been very detailed-oriented, and Audrey created many of the recipes and designed the decor and the staff uniforms. Thinking beyond coffee shops, they also opened the first Reuben's restaurant in 1960. As the restaurant's success continued throughout Orange County and the rest of the country, John formed Far West Services, which became the parent company for all of his restaurant operations, which included snack shops, Coco's, Reuben E. Lee's, Isadora's, Moonraker, the Plank House, the Moorings, Baxter Street, and numerous others. The Reuben E. Lee restaurants in particular were real landmarks, housed in what appeared to be an old paddle wheel boats in Newport Harbor and on Harbor Island in San Diego. The one in Newport was dismantled in 2007, and the other on Harbor Island would sink in 2013. The snack shop and its restaurant concept would be incorporated into a new restaurant called Coco's. All previous snack shops would be rebranded as Coco's. Coco's Bakery would become known as a casual restaurant which features typical American cuisine such as hamburgers, salads, and sandwiches. In addition to bakery items such as pies, cakes, and muffins, bakery items also displayed in a case near the front door and could be purchased to go, or they could be ordered by a piece to accompany meals. In 1985, W.R. Grace spent nearly $250 million in purchasing 255 restaurant properties, which included Coco's restaurants. The acquisition would eventually be a bad investment on their part. After a few years of poor performance, W.R. Grace spun off 145 restaurant locations in a leveraged buyout to Restaurant Enterprises Group. In May of 1996, Coco's and Caro's were sold to Flagstar, the parent company of Denny's. The next year, in 1997, Flagstar would file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Over the next decade, Coco's would change ownership again, and in that case, the new parent company would file for bankruptcy soon after. It would be purchased in 2006 by a Japanese group called Zensho Company Limited. Zensho would keep the company for another 9 years before selling it to San Antonio-based Food Management Partners in 2015. Food Management would bring large changes to the Coco's brand, namely closing restaurants. In fact, more than 70 Coco Bakery restaurants and Caro's restaurants were shut down in a span of a few days in early April, including nearly every location in the Tri-Counties area. The new management closed the doors on many locations so fast, a number of employees' first notices were after showing up for their shift only to find a note explaining the closure. Caro's locations in Santa Barbara, Santa Paula, Ojai, Santa Maria, and Oxnard were all shut down. By the end of 2015, Coco's was down to 70 locations across California, Arizona, and Nevada. Less than 3 years later, it was announced that Shari's Cafe and Pies had taken over Caro's and Coco's in September of 2018. At that point, the two brands operated just 60 locations in the United States, down from well over 200 in 2006. Coco's and Caro's operated 149 locations when Zensho sold them to Food Management in 2015. The closures would continue, and today, after checking the website, I counted 24 left in Southern California and 4 in Arizona. So what do you remember about this place? Leave a comment or a suggestion for a future video below. And if you haven't already, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.